Man, imagine if you're playing a game and a fat lady walks on the pitch. Sorry,
it ain't
guys,
over till the fat lady sings, is the saying.
You know, yeah, but obviously when you're singing, you're saying something as well.
That's also true.
Yes. Ryung is the Korean Terran spawning in the left bottom side here on Antigua's shipyard, who's up 2-0 against HerO.
I want at our final a fat lady to come and sing.
I don't think that should be a problem.
Can we do that? Can we hire like some big fat lady, just like when the games are over, to come out and present the checks?
It's
congratulations to you.
Maybe we can.
And she like hands the check, and she's wearing like a hat with horns on it, you know, like a Viking hat.
But how fat are we talking, man?
Like really, really obscenely obese.
And anyways, guys, HerO is our blue Korean Proto spawning on the right top side here on Antigua's shipyard. HerO, Ben, he had a fantastic season. He finished the season 7-1. His map score was 15-3. He barely lost. He lost that one ridiculous game against Dimaga Nohana, which I know that a lot of people have seen. There was a lot of talk about that. And then he lost his series against the Muslim. Besides that, a flawless season. Yes, he lost the tiebreaker against Puzzle as well, but that one didn't really matter all that much. And now the players are here, just one best of 5 away from Toronto, and suddenly this is happening.
Yeah, and now Ryung is 1 game away from Toronto, Kev, and he's going to go ahead and proxy a barracks outside of his main, the old Macarax, if you can remember that term.
And it's crazy. Ryung had a reasonable season as well. Ryung went 5-3 in the regular season, but he also had a 2-0 loss in the regular season against HerO, and that was a pretty convincing 2-0 loss, because both games HerO just played really well. He was on top of everything. Is HerO going to scout the Rex? Yes, he will scout the Rex this time. He also had a good peek in the main base, so I think he knows how many SCVs there are, and that he doesn't have to worry about something real freaky. HerO once more been on double assimilator, but he's not fully saturating them, so I think he's just going to expand pretty quick. Yep,
it's going to be 1 Rax expand against 1 gate expand if I have to make a wager. Although, double gas. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, HerO tried the aggression on dual side. It really did not pay off for him. I think he'll probably change it up. Such an upset seeing HerO down 0-2. I mean, it's not over till it's over. Or in the case of us, until the fat lady starts singing. But
we can make this happen, man. Out of all the things that we did so far, and definitely
surely we can find a large singing woman.
A beautiful one.
A beautiful large singing woman.
With lots to love.
There's nothing like a big beautiful woman singing songs about things being over.
Where does that expression come from?
It comes from opera.
Really?
Yeah, because at the end of opera, the fat lady is sings.
And if you were no fat lady, you couldn't sing the oversong?
No, it's just classically they were fat.
Okay.
The women singers.
Alright guys, 2 more additional Rexes are going up in the main base of Ryung, followed up by 2 refineries. HerO still just barely mining from his 2 assimilators, so HerO is just going to fast expand, which is not a big surprise. And I'm really curious to see what he's going to follow up with, Ben. We saw game 1, which was the only real game, I think, because dual side started off weird. It started off with a 4-gate, and even though HerO did not fully commit to it, he wasn't on 1 single assimilator and 19 probes, you set yourself back really a lot, and you delay your attack for the rest of the game. Yes, he got 2 Colossus out in a reasonable time, but he had no upgrades at all. Charge was very late, and that just changes TVP so extremely much.
That's true. And I do think, in spite of opening aggressively and in spite of getting a little bit behind, HerO pretty much stabilized, and almost brought himself back to even with Ryung. So I think with him playing a more, you're dropping a force fielder to deny the scout. Is that worth it?
I'd say yes, if you can actually kill the SCV.
Look at this, Ryung's just gonna do the loop, and he's gonna get right back in anyway. Oh, HerO. Opportune worker transfer.
I think it's worth it, certainly considering the fact HerO went DTs in game 1. And the moment that someone uses DT against you in a best of 5, that's gonna stick in your mind a little bit, and you want to make sure that something like that doesn't happen again, because Ryung also knows that he dodged the bullet in game 1, that he opened up with a triple orbital. If he wouldn't have done that, it would have been a whole different story. And it seems like Ben HerO chrono boosted his cybercore quite a bit, and he goes for a little bit of 3-gate aggression. These Marines are out of position, and Ryung doesn't have a lot of units right now.
This could work. This could really work. Stalker's going to make short work of these Marines. Ryung in full retreat right now, backing up to his bunker. Immediately pulls SCVs for repair. Good fast reaction there from Ryung. HerO should probably drop a pylon, and he does.
I think if 3 Zealots right now for HerO, it's going to be 3 Zealots, no, 2 Stalkers and 1 more Zealot, so he's going to have 2 Stalkers in total. I think HerO will be able to crush this. I think HerO is going to be able to do an insane amount of damage here.
Ryung
but the force fields are going to have to be good.
To get the bunker up, and if HerO waits too long, it will go up.
Force.
But there's a lot of gateway units here. Here comes HerO. Zealots leading the charge. Force fields are pretty good. There's no repairs going to be going down on that bunker. Big warp in on the high ground. This time it is just Zealots. That first bunker will
eventually fall. Yes, it is going to fall. And more importantly, Ben, HerO already killed a lot of SCVs. He lost a lot of units as well. But he's suddenly up 7 workers. He cut quite a few workers for this whole opening though. So it's not as good as you might think on the first moment. But it's reasonable for HerO.
Yeah, I think this is kind of just going to default back to a normal game, Kev, with Protoss being a few workers ahead and Terran having the mules.
I don't know, Ben. HerO's going to have to be careful. Stimpack is going to be ready within 10 seconds. HerO's going to follow this up with a Twilight console, by the way, guys, in the production tab. But if Ryung is suddenly going to stim in, Ben, Ryung is going to have stim right now. He doesn't know what there is. I wouldn't be surprised if he does go for the big stim.
HerO is really playing with fire. Ryung also just dancing in and out. Doesn't want to overcommit and lose these units, because if he does that, he loses the game.
He loses everything, man. Then season 3 of NASL is over for HerO. Last season he won $20,000, and now he's on the verge of elimination.
Man, that's a lot of money.
It is.
Wow, that's a lot. Oh, HerO going to poke up this ramp, and he is going to make something happen here. More force fields going down.
There's no way.
But like you said, Stim is done, and this bio army just doing so much damage. Good. Well, okay, force fields. Sentries are going to all fall, and then it's just Stalkers against Marine Marauder.
Stimmed Marine Marauder, and that's the real problem. HerO might be able to pick everything up. I mean, the Marines are so low on HP, but the DPS is just so extremely high. HerO wiped in a couple of Stalkers. He's going to pick off a lot of these units, so he lost a lot, but once more he's going to be able to kill quite a bit as well. Units lost resource tab shows us that HerO lost 800 more so far than Ryung did. And Ryung is going to follow this up with Blink Stalkers, Ben, and I don't think it's necessarily a wrong choice, but he's going to have to go for some really sick control, because he's going to have to be able to pick off medevacts, force stims, blink away, and keep doing this for quite a while until eventually he has an answer to fight the army straight up.
Yeah, it'll be a 6-gate blink stalker attack. He's also throwing down double forge, so maybe he's not planning on being completely all in with it.
But
Ryung's economy was slowed down a lot, Kev. It's not just the 11 workers that he lost, but also all those SCVs that weren't mining that entire time, because they had to be in position for repairs and stuff. So this is still pretty close. I think technically at this point HerO does have a small lead, but he's not way ahead.
It's all going to come down to execution, man. It's really impossible to say who's ahead right now. All I know is that if I was his Protoss, then Ryung is way ahead, because HerO is going to have to do this so well, but we know what HerO can do with Blink Stalkers. But this is not a position you really want to be in. If you're a Protoss, you're playing Blink Stalkers. You're down in army supply. There is Stim, there is Marauders. Ryung doesn't know about the Blink Stalkers yet. This is actually going to be pretty good for HerO, because if Ryung moves out a little bit too early, if there are a lot of... Actually, we have a lot of sentries over here in Zealots. It's very weird. He just used the blink for defensive purposes, as it seems.
Yeah, just to make him safe against drops, I guess. Which is still pretty smart. I mean, he didn't know exactly how much damage he dealt. There's no robo. He doesn't have an observer. He can't really scout Ryung.
But I'm going to feel, Ben, if both players are going to sit back, that it's going to be better for Ryung eventually. Even though HerO did wipe in those 2 forges, and we can see him starting working on the upgrades right now. Ryung, if he's going to try to drop, is going to be a mistake, as silly as that sounds, because HerO is more than ready to deal with these drops. Ryung doesn't really know about this sick amount of Stalkers. He's going to spot the sentries here, he's going to spot the Zealots.
Look at how map aware Ryung is. Just stims that Marine immediately and runs it right back to his army, where that Zealot will die. The army of HerO tries to react a little bit, but it's just Zealot Sentry, and that's Stim Bio. You can't deal with that with Zealot Sentry.
Good scouting here by HerO. Is going to get a pylon up next to the 3rd base of Ryung, so he might be able to delay that. Eventually, Ryung is going to pick up a lot of units, Ben, and he's perhaps going to try to drop into the main base, and I really think that's the best thing that could happen to HerO right now, because he has so many Blink Stalkers. He's going to blink right below them, maybe wipe in a few Zealots, and I think he will be able to do a lot of damage, maybe even pick everything off.
Yeah, this is too many Stalkers for Ryung to be dropping on. And scan goes down, he sees it, and that's going to
beautiful
signal the abort mission.
6 scan, like those are small things, and we just think like, he scans, but that's actually a scan which decides whether or not he's going to lose 4 medevacs full of units. Sometimes the scan can give away the fact that you want to drop, sometimes the scan is necessary. I would say that the way that this game has played out, it was necessary. Beautiful scan by Ryung.
I think at this point here is kind of revealing his hand. He says, hey, I want to go for a big 1-1 timing.
He's going to be able to, he's going to kind of get sandwiched. Maybe he's going to be able to make something out of it.
Force field's going down, and this is not a terrible normal fight for HerO. He's managed to split up some of Ryung's units, and he's getting a lot of kills. Blink Stalkers are pretty cost-effective when they can be microed well. Good force fields by HerO, and he's really chopping up a lot of Ryung's army. Ryung forced to completely back off. He's going to lose every one of these medevacs. Every one of these Marauders are going to fall as well. And this command center is going to lift up and float away to hopefully safer places.
Ooh, maybe a HerO might be able to intercept those medevacs.
Man,
no,
this is really scary. I don't think Ryung can actually stop this at this point.
Well, Ryung doesn't have a lot of units at all. He has 6 Marauders, 9 Marines, 2 medevacs against 14 Stalkers, 5 Zealots and an Archon and 5 Sentries. Charge is almost ready as well. The wipe-in pylon is not super close, but this army is the real problem right now.
Yep, that Archon's going to do a great job against these stacked up SCVs. The SCVs will absorb a lot of damage, but look at the great force fields by HerO and beautiful Blink Stalker control. This is what HerO really does best.
Yes, it is. HerO has a lot of money. HerO don't end up losing all those Stalkers. That could be crucial. You're going to have to get out of there. He's going to sacrifice the Sentries. And that was actually a beautiful hold by Ryung, despite great force fields of HerO. HerO lost really a lot there and only killed 4 SCVs.
He killed a lot of SCVs. There's 33 of them in total. 33 workers remain against 60. HerO with a pretty good worker lead.
This is a really tense game. Yes, the worker lead is fantastic, but he knows there is still a third command center somewhere. And it's going to be, no, at least it's going to be a third orbital in the near future. And then those SCV losses are really not going to be the problem anymore.
And look at this scouting probe, Kev. Where is he going? Where is he going?
I think I know where he's
going right to where the only place that command center really could be. He did check that the place where he saw it building, but saw nothing there. And
this is still what I love. Ryung probably knows that HerO is going to scout this. That he's HerO.
Why HerO?
That's like the second time someone. Oh, he's gonna just take a small detour. He wants to get a pylon first before he goes there. That's at least going to allow these mules to mine a little bit. This is what I love, by the way, of Ryung. Ryung knows that this base is most likely going to be temporary. Just drop all the mules there. Mine as much as you can do in a short amount of time possible. Small engagements in the middle of the map. HerO ends up losing a Stalker. It looked great for HerO, Ben, but I think he really got over-eager running into the natural here.
Probe does confirm this base down here in the bottom right. Ryung can see that probe though, so he might be able to send a couple of units there and make sure that no pylons are able to go up.
No, you don't have to do that, Ryung.
Or maybe he can just fly away.
Maybe we can fly away. 2 High Templars are going to follow that army.
You know what? If our career as casters doesn't work out, we should just become singers. We can start a.
We start a boy band with Le Tut.
People are gonna. That would sound so smart.
People are going to smelt for that French accent. Pylon going up over here for HerO as well. HerO is actually getting surprisingly close with these Stalkers. Going to force a stim on a couple of these Marauders. 2-2 is almost ready for Ryung as well. HerO has Storm, but he has a ton of Zealots as well. Maybe if there was a moment to fight, this would be the fight. But he really needs to swarm and force the fight.
A couple of Marines inside.
Good pick off. Wow, suddenly HerO's army is really big.
Yeah, 160 supply against 125. I don't think that Ryung can really fight this.
Well, army supply is quite
Look
close,
at these
actually.
Ghosts on the high ground. Going to land 1 EMP on some Zealots.
3-3 on the way for HerO.
Back off. Might lose a couple of High Templars.
Storm. Nope. No Storm for you.
Whoa! The swarm. So many Zealots come charging down, and we're going to have a little bit of a skirmish here on this pylon.
These Zealots are like Zerglings, man. They're just dartling around.
They really are, man.
A nice blink once
more. I wish my Zerglings had charge and did this much damage.
Yes, Ben, because Zerglings are so bad.
Did 10 damage twice per attack.
I wish my Zealots had adrenal glands for free.
Did you know Zerglings do the most DPS per supply in the game?
No, I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised.
100 DPS per supply. Not bad.
I mean, the supply tab heavily favors HerO, but army supply.
That's a HerO anecdote, by the way.
Ben, can focus on the game.
You got to give credit where credit's due. I can't come spouting off awesome facts and pretend like I'm the one that found it out. That was all HerO, guys.
I really don't think many people are interested in the DPS of a Zergling when we're watching HerO versus Ryung.
No, not the DPS of a Zergling. DPS per supply of a Zergling.
Take it away.
I just wanted to clarify. HerO has worked himself into a really healthy lead, 174 supply against 138. He's working on a solid 3-base economy against Ryung, who is really having a hard time establishing a third.
Beautiful snipes once more from Ryung in the middle of the map. Personal cloaking is on the way as well, and I don't even think we have a robotics facility on the map, Ben. Oh yeah, we do actually. I'm crazy. But do we have many observers on the map? No. But he's going to make a new one.
One thing that might be a little bit problematic for HerO as he throws down that robotics bay is the fact that he's mined out his main base. Wow, look at that storm.
That's a good one. Poor Marines.
He's mined out his main base, and okay, now he is going to go ahead and take a fourth up in the top left, as these armies are still just sort of dancing around each other here in the center of the map. They're trying to find the most opportune engagement possible.
Yeah,
These
HerO
charge
knows
lots
that
are just terrifying. I really don't understand why.
High Templar on the high ground might be able to land some keystorms, even though Ryung did have high ground vision. Snipe.
Do you not feel like at this point in the game, a Terran player with 8 Blue Flame Hellions would not be in a better position?
Yes, I think that would be pretty awesome.
Why does no Terran do that?
Because they feel they can afford it right now, gas-wise, I guess, and don't want to get a factory, don't want to research it, rather get Ghost out. This has been a crazy game. This hasn't really been the standard game. Scan goes down. Ryung is going to try to get a couple of Marauders on the high ground, pick up those High Templars, but beautiful warp in by HerO is going to save it. Feedbacks.
Oh, those are really suicidal Marines dancing forward with a Storm right there, and the Storm does go down.
Yeah, but the Storm does a lot of damage to the own Zealots. Beautiful EMP there by Ryung as well. God, this is so tense. HerO's tournament life is on the line, Ben. If HerO doesn't win this game, we won't be seeing him in Toronto. And who would have predicted that? Storm, that would have been a massive storm.
I was waiting for it, Kev, but it wasn't going to happen. Ghost really want to try and snipe that Templar, and there's a great scan, and this one snipe goes off, but the second one is what you need to kill it. And the Ghost will survive for now. And still these guys continuing to just sort of play.
The HerO is very well positioned. Makes it so hard for Ryung to engage. Patience is a virtue right now.
But time is what Ryung needs, man. He's been closing this supply gap. And
storms.
That's one whiff storm and a High Templar falls.
Oh, Ryung, you're going to have to, I mean, HerO, you're going to have to go right now. And I think he knows he's going to try to go for it. He kills a couple of Ghosts on the high ground.
And a couple of EMPs going down. And here comes HerO. He's going to try to force this fight.
What a
Big
massive
storm all over the Marines. And HerO is going to come push through. And he's just going to batter Ryung back. HerO up at 150 supply against less than 100. Ryung's entire army just melts away.
Wow, HerO.
And just like that, it's 2-1. HerO takes game number 3. Ryung taps out. Antigua Shipyard goes to the Liquid Protoss.
The final 2 minutes of those games, that was just pure art. Ryung trying to find an opening, and HerO having just the courage to spread out his army so incredibly much. Some units on the high ground in his main base, some in his natural, some in between the natural and the third, some at the third, and then some near the rocks. It's so crazy. Imagine that you suddenly have to grab everything and just go for it. But he waited. He just knew that if he would get an engagement where he wouldn't be able to land the storms, or all the Zealots would come tunneling through one little alley and they would get EMP'd, he would lose the game. He would be out of the NASL. So he just waited and waited and waited. Eventually Ryung went in, and that was a sick hold by HerO. That was really, really, really well played.
It was a great hold there by HerO. Keeps his tournament hopes alive, and you know, he's got to do that 2 more times if he wants to make it to Toronto. Ryung still just 1 game away, guys. We're going to play a short commercial, and then game number 4 when we return. So stick around.